Hi, it's Carrie from Artist Strong, and this is the third video in a series all about starting to use altered books as your artist medium. In the first video, we talked about the benefits of using altered books and how it frees you up and kind of removes some of the rules that make art a black and white, right or wrong kind of situation. So you have that freedom to risk take and explore without this kind of fear of doing it wrong. We also talked about different ways that you can consider how to choose the right book to work in. And then in our last workshop, we went through the beginning stages of how to prep the book. We started ripping out pages, we started adding support to binding. So today, why don't we finish that support stuff and let's talk about adding medium or gesso to the pages so that you can start making art. In this demonstration, we are doing part 2 of preparing our altered book, getting it ready to start making art inside of the lovely pages that we're preparing. And in order to do that, the first step in the last demonstration was to rip out a page for every 2 or 3 pages in the book, and then add taped binding in places where you felt like the binding was coming loose or it needed additional support. Once your whole book is done like this, you want to then prepare the pages. So there's a couple things to consider. The first is consider the texture of your paper. This paper is really shiny and glossy and kind of slippery, so I'm going to want to adhere some kind of background paint. It's kind of like gessoing the surface as you would with a canvas when you're trying to prep a surface, so that anything I add to it will actually grip and stick to the paper. So there's 2 materials that I could use for this. I can use some kind of medium, gel medium. So I have a acrylic binder medium that I was able to find when I was living in Oman. So I picked it up because this is the one I could get. And I also have some white gesso. Gesso is essentially a white acrylic paint. If you want it to be more affordable, you can get it at kind of a houseware store or hardware store. You can get acrylic paint there in a big can, and that's a whole lot cheaper than buying the supposed artist grade gesso, which is essentially the same thing. So you can use either of these to cover the pages of your book, and I'm going to show you how I cover them. So take a paintbrush. I think I'm going to try one that's a little bit bigger than I normally work with. And the other thing I recommend you do is that you have some scrap paper, or even better, if you have wax paper, you can put a piece of wax paper under the page that you're preparing. This is a way to make sure that the pages don't stick together, and it just kind of helps make sure that things, again, they don't get they bleed into the other surface, things like that. Wax paper is especially useful if you want to do lots of pages at a time, because you can stick kind of multiple sheets in wherever you've been working on something to help it dry and stay separated. And it's easier to, if it starts to stick and dry to wax paper, it's easier to separate. If you just let paper stay in there, it could actually get glued in. So I'm going to work 1 page at a time, more or less, so I can handle just leaving it be. So you're going to notice something, and I'm going to do 2 trials for you. So one will be just on a surface that's a scrap paper to show you, but so I'm going to try first gessoing the paper, and so you can see that when you use the white gesso, you're going to cover a lot of the paper's like imagery or text. So if you want a lot of your text to be really standing out, then I suggest that instead of using the acrylic gesso as your base paint, then you use the medium or the binder instead. But if you don't care, and if you kind of like the effect of the text only kind of showing through, then you can paint directly on the surface of the paper with your acrylic gesso, and it'll help make it a little bit more opaque. So if you want to cover the text, that you can do that. Now you can see already, because this is a loose page, it's curling up on me, right? If you have it in the book, it's not going to curl like that on you, but if you do separate pages, it might curl like this. There will still be some kind of curling, but because it's in the binding in the book, it'll curl more like around here. So as it's mostly dry, you'll want to close it. I suggest that you have wax paper in on either side, and then layer a bunch of heavy books on top of it. But make sure that it's mostly dry before you do that if you want to make sure that your pages stay nice and flat. Now I'm going to move this to the side, And I am going to use the binder instead. So we'll see what that looks like in here. So I have the page that I want to put the binder to, and because I don't add anything else to my binder, I can just open it and kind of scoop from in here. I don't scoop any out really. So I'm going to clean my brush. You don't want your brush to have lots of water on it. You'd rather it be mostly dry and just have the medium kind of going on your surface. So I could use a different brush to spread it out. So you could literally paint it on when you're not trying to glue anything together and you're just covering the surface. But I do think this is a good way to add a little grip to your paper. It's kind of like adding, like say you were trying to paint to metal. You know, if you try to paint on metal, you need your paint to have some kind of grip in it. So sometimes a gesso paint for metal has sand in it, because then it helps create little grippers, little kind of, it adds texture that then allows your paint to hold on to the surface. And that's what we're doing here. I want this binder not to cover the image, I like the image, but I want it to add a little bit of texture so that when it's dry and I want to paint or draw on top of it or add collage elements, that I have the choice to do that, and those materials will stick really well to the surface. So you're going to have to do this for every single page in your book, and that can take a while. So I think this is handy to do kind of like once in the morning, once in the evening, and you just kind of keep going one page at a time. And again, if you want to work super quickly, you could do a kind of one page, let it dry mostly, have some of that wax paper in instead of this white paper, and try to fill them all up and kind of keep the book open like an accordion, and you'll see that you'll have things dry for you pretty quickly, and it might move more quickly for you. I think it's kind of nice to just have one always in the works, or one that's already in progress that you can work in, an altered book, so that you can always be prepping another one. That way you never run out of time and you're not pressured to prep all the pages straight away. Now, this was glossy paper, and with glossy paper you don't have, again, you have a strength of paper already. It's kind of a heavier paper, and it can handle you adding paint and other materials to it. It has more strength. So I want to show you another book. Let me move this one to the side somewhere where it can dry safely. And the other book is one that I pointed out in my first video. It's going to be my Treasury of Proverbs. So in this book, the paper is a lot thinner. So you'll see in a minute, okay? So you see here, the paper's thinner. It's more typical kind of novel paper, and it's really opaque. It's not going to hold a lot of water. So with this one, if we want to add strength, the best thing to do is actually glue two pages together. And how I glue is I actually use my binder. So I scoop some of this binding gel. So I'm going to glue these two pages together. And again, I think having wax paper or some kind of scrap paper underneath is helpful, especially because you want to catch the extra binder fluid, the extra medium, so that when it comes off the sides, it doesn't glue to the other pages of your book. So I'm going to take my binding fluid, my binding medium, this is a gel medium, and I'm going to use a palette knife, and I'm just going to scoop some on, and I'm going to try to cover most of the page with it. I don't want it to be kind of gooped on really, really heavily, but I want it to kind of coat the page pretty well. And then I can easily scrape this stuff back in here. And then when I think I have enough, I'm going to carefully place the other page on top of it. Now, I have a special trick that I do, and I usually use an old credit card or like an old key card from a hotel or whatever to do this, but I found that this really nice hard piece of cardboard works really well too. So I'm going to let the paper kind of fall gently, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab from the binding, push down, and try to pull the paper forward to each other. And this is to help get rid of any possible bubbles that could happen from gluing these two pages together. So you kind of pull it down and over, and what will happen is you'll see, you can kind of see there's a glossy edge here and here, and you can see it on the cardboard. Some of the binding, some of the gel medium is going to pour out the sides of your page. So this is a nice and handy way to make sure that your page stays nice and flat and it doesn't bubble too much, and also that excess medium, I keep wanting to say binder because of the kind of medium I have, doesn't just come off and stick along the edges, which will glue to your other pages. So if you have a book that's a little bit thinner, you're going to want to glue the pages together first, and then when they're completely dry, then the second step will be to gesso them or put the binding on the top part of the pages before you start making. So that's quite a bit of work to do here, and it can take time. And again, right, like you can already see these are kind of curling a bit because they're wet. You'll want it to be mostly dry, and then you'll close it and you'll layer a whole bunch of heavy things on top of it and keep it down overnight like this to try to flatten out your pages for yourself too. So I want to just review. I think it's really nice to have a nice tough piece of cardboard that you can use to help scrape your pages, to help make sure that there's no bubbles in them when you glue them together. You glue them together when the paper's a lot more flimsy. It's not like heavy glossy. This is some of the heavy glossy paper from my fish book that I'm working in. I don't feel like these needed to be glued together for additional support. I'm just going to leave them one page at a time. So all I have to do with this one is to put the gel medium or the gesso on top of each page on either side and make sure they're fully dry. This again will take you a while, but it sets you up for success with your altered book. When you do this and you have the tape binding support and you've ripped out those extra pages, all of these give you space to work and make art and explore inside the pages of these books without having to worry about the book falling apart, and also making sure that when you put the paint down on the surface of the paper receives the paint and it looks beautiful and you're not worried about things getting ruined. So let's see, I want you to now, kind of your homework this time around is to do what you can to get your book ready. In a few days I have a culminating activity for us. It is a webinar workshop, and once your book's kind of dry and you've prepped all the pages the way you want, we're going to actually start filling in the pages of these books. Yay! And it's called 3 Ways to Start Your Backgrounds on Your Altered Book. There's a link below the video for you to sign up and join. There's different dates and times to suit your schedule, so pick one that best suits you. And I look forward to starting to play in our books together. In addition to showing you how to add the gel medium and gesso to the pages, I want to show you how easy it is to set up a little space so that each page is drawing and you can kind of run around. So this is in my dining room, and all I have to do is I set some plastic on the table so that I am not getting any of these materials on the surface, and I have my book open and drawing, and it's in a space that's really easy for me to come back and forth to, so I can easily grab some gel medium or some of my gesso and gesso a new page as each one dries. So it's visible, it's a short little it's a small little corner that I can work in, and it's out in my everyday, so that as I'm trying to finish and prepare this book for any of my altered book activities, I can easily get on it and work on it. I don't have to set anything up, and I don't have to go out of my way to my studio hidden away upstairs or anywhere else to, get started in working on this. So you can make this really easy for yourself and just have a little corner so that each day you can do a couple pages. Or, as I said before, you can put wax paper in between each pages and do as many as you want in one go. Now that you know all the steps you need to take to prepare the pages of this book, I'd love to see you finish it and start making some art. So because of that, I've created a webinar for you that you can sign up and join me on, and it's all about different strategies you can use to start filling in the pages of your book. What do you want your backgrounds to look like? And I have 3 different ideas for you to get started to fill those pages so that you're not afraid to make those first marks. All you have to do is sign up using the link below this video and choose a date and time that suits you and your schedule. And for those who stay on and watch the whole webinar, I have a special goodie at the end. I'm going to give you a PDF of the slideshow, as well as special access to some Pinterest boards that are compilations of resources that I think that will really help you on your altered book journey. Now, if you have any questions about today's workshop, don't hesitate to post them in the comments below. I want to help support you and make sure that you have all the information you need to have a big, beautiful, or small, beautiful altered book ready for you to create in. I look forward to seeing you in the webinar, so I guess I'll see you in a few days. Thanks for watching.